What's up, guys? This is Coach Grant with First Down Training, and today we're going to be breaking down two of CHASE Claypool's best routes from this 2020 season. Today we're going to be talking about how to use this wide step release and how we use this against when we got safety help over the middle, and then how to attack leverage in an off-man situation, or kind of like this catch technique where this DB is inside leverage on us and what we can do to attack that, okay? And guys, if you're a receiver and you want to get better hands, check out that link in the description. It says improve your hands in 30 days, 30-day program to get your hands better. Let's get started with this breakdown. So the first things first, we're going to talk about this wide step release, how you guys can use this wide step, the technique behind this wide step, and the reason why we decided to go with this, right? So everybody, I saw everybody posting this clip saying, oh, it's great release, broke the DB's ankles, right? Now, I wouldn't say he broke his ankles because this DB has safety help over the middle, right? So if I'm a DB and I got safety help, right, and I get a receiver who throws a move to the outside and really throws his body, I'm probably going to commit to that move to the outside because my help is to the inside. So what, he takes the inside release, fine, let's force him to the inside. I got safety help over there. I'm going to play the fade because that's where I'm most vulnerable at, right? Because the safety's over the middle. He's got this thing. It's probably a situation where it's like a two-man coverage, right? So if he's going to try to sell like he's going to the outside, I'm going to try to take away the outside. I'm going to do the best I can to force him to the sideline because the sideline's my help in that situation. So I wouldn't say it was Claypool absolutely broke this guy's ankle. Great technique and great job getting him to move outside and selling vertical. But I think that DB obviously pre-snap was going to be playing the fade. So let's watch this thing full speed. So you see how he takes this wide step out. Great job selling with his body. And he's running this bang 8 post, right? Now, this play doesn't happen because, again, there you go. You see that safety help we were talking about. This play doesn't happen unless the quarterback gets this ball out of his hands right now, right off the break, hitting this thing before he crosses the hash right here. He's not hitting this thing late. It's right when he breaks off of that leg, call this a bang 8 post, right? So let's watch this thing again full. Let's break this thing down right now. So with this wide step, and if you guys are working this actual wide step in a situation where it's man coverage, hell yeah, this is exactly how I want you guys to work that. So we're going to mainly be talking about the technique. So you see how Claypool kind of uses his back leg right here. He kind of takes this like little almost false step. I call it a balance step. And if you're not looking for that, you can't really even see it. That's how quick this needs to be. Everybody loves to do this with their back foot, but they swing it way around and it's this huge telegraph move and it takes too long, right? It's just a subtle little reset of this foot to give you some power to shoot you out wide. Because honestly, sometimes, fellas, and this is something that I'm guilty of not really focusing a lot on, is that using this back leg to kind of slingshot you back out to the outside, or using this front leg, right? The way I teach some of my guys when we work this wide step is that you could either use this back leg like Claypool does, kind of pick it up and put it down and shoot you out wide because that gives you kind of that like explosion and that burst out there. Or what we do is we almost take like a little bit of a false step with that front leg. Again, I don't really consider it a false step. It's more like a balance step, right? It's a balance step to give you some explosion and give you some momentum because you want to be driving off of either leg to shoot your body to the outside, right? So that's what Claypool does here. Takes this little subtle false step to give him some energy to shoot him to the outside, right? So now, again, what does he do? What gets this DB to commit to this fade, right? We know pre-snap he's probably going to commit to the fade because he's got safety help. So why not just try to get him off that platform so I don't have to deal with his hands when I'm getting this inside release and I can just break on this bang 8 right now and get this ball. I got to make sure that I sell with my body and I throw my body, right? Maybe one time I come off the line, I just do this quick little speed release. I give this little pressure step, or not pressure step, like power step, where I'm going to shoot myself to the outside and I just go and I just try to beat him with speed, right? You guys have seen that play. I believe it was his second week where he and caught this deep ball. I forget against the team it was, but I know I've seen this clip. But he just beat him to the outside with speed. He gave him this little hesitation and then just went, right? So Claypool's a very athletic guy. He's a very big guy. He's always going to be a vertical threat just based on his size and his speed and his attributes. So if we can really use that to our advantage, if you guys are on the bigger, more fast side, you guys can get some separation because of being a salesman, right? So you see how he's able to throw his body on this, like I said, throwing my body to the outside, head and shoulder fake, fully committed. But now what keeps his explosion to the inside here is him keeping his toes straight forward and that weight stays on the inside arch of his foot. That's where a lot of people go wrong on this. What they do is they'll do this wide step, but rather than like throwing their hip out, what they do is they open their hip and they open this toe. And what that does is that opens up your hips and you're not as explosive so you can't burst up to the inside, right? But if you could keep your toes forward, keep the weight on the inside arch here, you can push. And you see how Claypool's pushing right here because in this situation when we get him to turn his hips, it's all about creating explosion. It's all about being able to drive here. Then it's 1, 2. Breaking off on this thing, getting to the sticks, snapping that head around, right? And this quarterback's getting this thing out fast, right? So we got to make sure that we're ready for this. The second we come off of this break, we're ready for this ball, ready to catch this thing on this bang 8 post before that safety can come downhill and make a play. It's a great route here by Claypool. Great job being detailed off the line, right? Now, again, like I've told you guys before, if you guys watch my videos, it's not about, he's not thinking all this. You know what I mean? Obviously, it's built over and over and over again. I get people all the time that comment, oh, he's not thinking about all this. It's like, well, no shit. He's doing it based off of repetition. This is how you guys need to play. This is how you guys need to practice when you guys are on your own. You guys need to be focusing on these little details because the devil's in the details. The details is what's going to get you better. Football is a very detail-oriented game. Everything matters, right? So that's what we got to make sure that we do. Very detailed in everything that we do, especially off the line of scrimmage to get some separation. Even when this DB's got safety help, but we should know that pre-snap. Let's watch it again full speed. So he takes this wide step, throws his body, breaks up on this post. Great job getting the ball out soon, and great job making this play and bursting upfield. That's a really good route here by Claypool. All right, so now he's going to be the number 3 receiver here. So if we come up to the line and we see it, it's kind of already drawn for us, but we see that it might be a man coverage situation, like this guy's going to come down and try to play man. He's obviously inside leverage. I don't want to just run straight up vertical because also there's a safety there, and he's going to be able to get hands and wall me and force me into this safety, and it's going to be an easier job for him, right? I want to make sure I have good spacing on this play, and I'm away from this safety because I'm going to be running a seam, right? So what are we going to do? Let's watch it full speed. We're going to attack this DB's leverage, square him up, make this jab, and then just beat him with speed to the outside, right? That's a great job here by Claypool attacking this guy's leverage, attacking this outside backer, this linebacker's leverage. So when we attack him and we square him up and we get him to be on his heels kind of and sit flat, all we're doing, and he's keeping his leverage to the inside, all we're doing is creating space for me, right? We're getting good spacing. We're getting away from this safety. And these route concepts, this receiver does a good job of pushing vertical to hold this safety. But when we can attack him and we know pre-snap what I'm going to do, I want to attack him, square him up, give him that jab, and I get him to be on those heels, and now I can just widen that gap with myself. That's something you guys got to understand off the line, that it's maybe not always going to be man, it's not always going to be zone, but at the same time, we got to make sure that if we see this too high safety look over the top and we got this seam and then maybe we got this out route, let's try to avoid this safety. Let's try to get him to draw down into this out route. Let's attack this linebacker and then push up vertical. This is a great job by Claypool, very high IQ play, right? Especially like, let's say you're on the outside maybe, and let's say that this DB's in the same scenario, like he's inside leverage like this. This is kind of like a double team almost, I would say, because he's going to be trailing him in man coverage. It's kind of a unique coverage that we dive into more on my website, like I said. But when we want to make sure that anytime we have this inside leverage off man look, or like kind of catch technique, inside leverage, like press bail type deal, not really press bail, like soft press, that's what we want to do. We want to make sure that we attack this guy, we square him up, because if we just try to run around him, that's when he starts getting hands on me and walling me to the outside. Attack his leverage, make sure we square him up, make sure we still keep timing with the play, make my move, and then let's push up vertical. Let's watch it again full speed. This is a great job here by Claypool. Great job attacking leverage, giving that jab, beat him with speed, make sure we have good spacing on this thing. Great ball here by Ben too. That's a great overall job. Very excited about Claypool. Excited to see how he developed. If you guys want to see a breakdown I did on him before the draft, very, very high on this guy. A lot of people gave me a lot of shit for it, but I think he's going to be a really, really good target for the Steelers. All right, guys, I really want to thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Again, if you guys have any questions, please leave those in the comments. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. And again, if you're a receiver and you want to get better hands, check out that link in the description. It says improve your hands in 30 days, full 30-day program. You don't have a quarterback, that's fine. That program's perfect for you if you don't have a quarterback to throw you footballs all the time. I'll see you guys next time.